evening, everyone. My topic is molecular simulation driven experiment for development of fixed dose combination nanosuspension and anti-HIV therapy. Let's start with the introduction. Uh, Human immunodeficiency virus is the main causative factor for causing the AIDS, which mainly targets on the human immune system. There are different routes through which HIV can be transmitted, such as unprotected sex, pregnancy, injecting drugs, then healthcare workers, and also the blood transfusion. Nowadays there are higher chances of getting resistance against the treatment with single drug. That's why I have taken the combination of two or more antiretroviral drugs, which is significantly efficient. And by select for selection of this combination of two drugs, as it is approved by the FDA, and also there is like one reason to select the combination of these two drugs only, as ritonavir boosts the oral viability of darunavir on co-administration. That's why I've selected this combination. Then both darunavir and ritonavir belongs to BCS class 2 drugs, which indicates the poor oral solubility. Thus, in combination, ritonavir boosts the viability of darunavir to 82% and also helpful in inhibition of enzymatic degradation as well as the activity of PGP. Also, preparation of this combination into formulations such as nano suspension also help in solving the problem of poor soluble drugs. Then coming to the objectives, on the basis of this reason, I have divided my work into two objectives. First one is to study the solvent selection and nanoparticle formation by utilizing the computational tools. And second one is to formulate, optimize, and evaluate the fixed dose combination of darunavir and ritonavir nanosuspension by using uh, experimentally. Then coming to the methodology, I started with the solvent selection by using Schrodinger, this one. In that, as I have selected solvent evaporation method followed by probe sonication. So I have selected uh, solvent and anti-solvent. In this one, darunavir and ritonavir, I have calculated the solubility parameter values for the drug and also for the solvents. So if we see here, like darunavir, it is showing solubility parameter value nearer to acetonitrile, and ritonavir, it is showing as solubility parameter value nearer to acetone. That's why I have selected that drug's solvent as a suitable solvent to dissolve the drug, and also water is showing a higher solubility parameter for considering as an anti-solvent. So on the basis of this result, I have selected acetone and acetonitrile for the preparation of the nano suspension and water as an anti-solvent. Then coming to the nanoparticle formation, in this one, I have performed this step in three stages. In first stages, I have make the disorder system with the drugs and the solvent molecule. Then in second system, I have added the water molecules and poloxamer molecule as a stabilizer. And in picture, we can see like in first phase, drugs are homogeneously dispersed in the solvent molecule, and second one, it is showing like it is interacting with the poloxamer molecule, and also solvent molecules are moving away from the drug molecule and the poloxamer molecule. And third system, it is showing like nanoparticle formation by making the chain of the poloxamer molecule around the drug molecules, and water is around the poloxamer molecules. Then coming to the experimental part, I have followed the same procedure what I have followed in the computationally. First, I have dissolved the drug in the organic solvent and stabilizer in the aqueous phase. Then I have added the organic phase into the aqueous phase, but under the high speed homogenization. And then I have I went for the probe sonication to reduce the particle size, and then I have kept for nanosuspension on stirring to evaporate the organic solvent. Computational results, how to confirm the nanoparticle formation using computational. I have went with different parameters. One is the radius of gyration. In that reduction, we can see the reduction in the radius of gyration show that polymer molecules come close together and form the covering coat around the drug molecules, thus forming the nanoparticle in the suspension. And one more thing is the diffusion coefficient. Diffusion coefficient shows the value in figure. It is showing like system 2 is having higher diffusion coefficient as compared to system 3, as the drug molecules are freely moving behavior in the system 1 as compared to system 3. That's why diffusion coefficient is higher for system 2 as compared to system 3. Then coming to the nanoparticle evaluation, I have done the FTIR, TSC, and AFM. AFM, it is showing nanoparticles morphology, and I have performed the drug release studies for the formulation. It is showing like pure drug is showing less release as compared to the nano suspension. And then I have performed the in vivo pharmacokinetic study, which is showing formulation is better as compared to the pure drug, and increase in the viability also shown by the in vivo pharmacokinetic study. And also I performed the saturation solubility study. In that also it showed like pure drug is showing less solubility as compared to the formulation. Then coming to the conclusion, exhibit formulation, the prepared nano suspension showed increase in poorly active solubility of both the drugs, which proved through different parameters, including in vivo clinical studies. Hence, the developed formulation can be considered as a viable alternative to current individual therapy of TRV and RTV HIV patients. Thank you.
Chetan, how you will formulate the nanoparticles?
So generally, there are different methods to formulate the nanoparticle, like solvent operation, then going to size reduction by prosonication, HPH, high pressure homogenization, and also like a simple method is solvent operation method also. But if we are getting the more size, then we have to go for size reduction.
Can you hear about spinning unit?
Yes, sir.
Spinning unit.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. How you will evaluate the nano suspensions?
So generally, we have to go with the particle size, speed, zeta potential, then uh, encapsulation efficiency, then you have to check the drug release, then drug content, and morphological study we have to do. Then solid state characterization we can do after lyophilization of the formulation. Then animal studies also we can do using pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic studies.
Okay. What is the basis for taking the similar category of drugs, that is Darnavar and Ritonavir belongs to similar type of drugs? What is the basis for choosing the similar drugs for the molecular simulation driven experiment?
Sir, actually, this combination is approved by the FDA and is recently approved in 2007 or something. So that's why like selected this combination, and also there are only one formulation is available in the market on this combination. That's why I went with this formulation combination of the drug.
Can you explain about the drug release kinetics?
Yes, actually, I have performed drug release studies using dialysis bag method. I have taken the formulation in the dialysis bag and I have attached to the paddle in the dissolution apparatus and then performing different buffers. Here, space was not available. That's why I have given in only one graph I have given. And results it is showing like pure drug is showing less release as compared to the pure drug. Orange graph it is showing formulation and blue graph it is showing pure drug.
Basing on the in vivo pharmacokinetic study, what inference you are going to tell?
Sir, actually in vivo studies I have performed for the wait state and fasted state. So in that actually I got in both the cases I got formulation is better as compared to the pure drug. So it's like if my drug is going to the blood or plasma, so it's meaning like like viability is increasing as compared to the pure drug when I have compared with the pure drug.
Okay. All the best, Chetan. Hashmukh Mehta.
Thank you, sir.